Parashat yesterday about Moshe's life when he was a baby and what happened to the Jewish people in Mitzrayim when he was a baby. But now he's big. So now here's my Moshe Rabbeinu all grown up. And here Moshe Rabbeinu was 17 years old. I'm living in Paro's palace. Princess Batya adopted me as her son, and she's been so nice to me. But I know really I'm a Jew. And so I want to go and see what my Jewish brothers and sisters are like. How are they living? So he said, Paro, bye. I'm going to go out to the fields and ride out to where all the workers are. Paro said, sure, you go, Moshe. We raised him in the palace to be one of our Egyptian boys. Now, children, really, Moshe was not at all an Egyptian boy. Really, he was a Jewish boy. And when he came out to the place where all the Jewish men were working, and they were all carrying heavy bricks to make pyramids and to build up Egypt, he saw one Jewish man. And this Jewish man was trying to work very hard. It was so heavy, the brick. Oh, he could barely carry it and lift it. And he was trying to put it on his back, but he barely had the energy to lift himself up. And all of a sudden, an Egyptian taskmaster came, like a soldier Egyptian, like an Egyptian policeman. It wasn't Paro, it was not Paro's workers. And he took his big whip, and he started to whip the poor Jewish man. And he kept on hitting him and whipping him and saying, oh, work faster, work faster. Why are you working so slow? But the Jewish man was having such a hard time. The brick was so heavy and it was so hard to schlep it on his back. And when Moshe saw this, Moshe was horrified. He said, Hashem, please, this is terrible. All my Jewish brothers and sisters, they're all getting whipped and hurt. I have to stop this horrible Egyptian man. And he looked this way and that way. And Moshe Rabbeinu looked through Ruach HaKodesh. And he saw that nobody good would ever come out of this man. That all his children will be bad and after him will be bad. And using Hashem's secret name, Hashem's Shema Mofarash, Moshe Rabbeinu killed the bad Egyptian because he was really bad. And he was hurting the Jewish people so much. And he quickly opened up the ground and he buried the bad Egyptian man and he got rid of him. But you know what, children? Paro found out. And Paro said, what? Moshe killed an Egyptian taskmaster? Oh, I thought he's an Egyptian just like all of us. I see he really loves the Jews. We have to take Moshe and kill him. And children, they actually tried to take Moshe and to kill him. And the soldier came with a big axe in his hand. Mora forgot her axe. But they tried to hurt Moshe and to hurt him by his neck and to try that way. And his neck became hard like marble. Like a rock. Right, like a rock. Just like, remember when Yaakov, when Esau tried to bite him, his neck became hard like a rock. Also, Moshe's neck became hard like a rock. And the axe flew up and it didn't hurt Moshe at all. And Moshe quickly ran away and he ran away. And, oh, Mora forgot her well, never mind. And he ran away from Egypt. And he said, I can't stay here. You know what, Mora Frida, I'm sorry to trouble. In my office, I have a well on top of the thing, sorry. And he ran away. He said, I can't stay here. Paro wants to kill me because I got rid of the Egyptian who was hurting the Jewish man so much. And he ran, children, all the way to a country called Midian. He came to Midian. He arrived by a well. Maybe Mora Frida will bring Mora Tammy's well. And when he came to the well, he saw there were lots of shepherds who were coming to the well to feed their sheep. Oh, it doesn't matter. And they're like, we are here to feed our sheep. We're all Midianim. We're Midianites. And we live here in Midian. And Moshe came and he saw 7 lovely girls. And the oldest girl her name was Tzipora. Everybody say hello to Tzipora. Hi. Tzipora was a very good girl. She was the daughter of a man named Yitro. Yitro used to serve idols. But then, children, thank you so much, Marafrida. Yitro used to serve idols. But then he said, you know what? I'm not going to serve idols anymore. I tried serving every single idol out there. And they're all nonsense. I'm going to serve only Hashem. I'm going to daven to Hashem and serve only Hashem. Now, children, all the other people who lived in Midian, they didn't like that Yitro stopped serving idols. And they said, we don't like Yitro. Yitro stopped bowing down to idols. Yitro, why did you stop bowing down to idols? Because I don't believe in them. I realize that the one who made the whole world is Hashem. Oh, we don't like you. We're going to cause you lots of trouble. The Midianite people were still very bad. And children, every time when Yitro's daughters would come to the well with their sheep, they'd always come with lots of sheep. Yeah, you like the noise? Okay, they would come with their sheep to the well. The other shepherds would chase them away and say, oh, get away from here. We're not letting you come and get water from the well. And the poor girls, the daughters of Yitro, would say, please, we really need to give water to our sheep. They're so thirsty. We don't care. Get away from here. Get away from here. Every day they would do that. Well, that day, as they were by the well, and all the bad shepherds were standing by the well and not letting Yitro's daughters bring his sheep, Moshe was there too. And Moshe saw, and when he saw what happened, he said, you get away from here. You can't do that to the daughters of Yitro. They're very good. Their daddy only davens to Hashem. And the shepherd said, we don't care. We're not going to let them come and get water from the well. And Moshe said, I'm not going to let you stop them. And Moshe was very strong, and he chased them all away. And he chased away all the bad shepherds. And when Zipporah and her sisters came, Moshe took the water and he gave water to all of Yitro's sheep to drink. They were so happy. That he fed them all water. And Zipporah got home very quickly. And Yitro said to Zipporah, Zipporah, how come you got home so quickly from the well? Always you have to wait for all the shepherds to finally go away when it gets dark and then to give the sheep water. What happened that you got home so quickly? And Zipporah said, oh, Baruch Hashem, Daddy, there was this man by the well and he chased away the bad shepherds. And he gave water to all of our sheep to drink. And Yitro said, well, why didn't you bring him home? Maybe he's hungry. We should give him some bread to eat. Go back to the well and bring him. And Zipporah went back to the well. And she found Moshe still sitting by the well because he had nowhere to go. He ran away from Mitzrayim, and here in Midian, he didn't know anyone. And Zipporah said, please come with us. My daddy Yitro said you should come. And he came and he stayed by Yitro's house. And one day he was walking outside Yitro's house by his garden. And he found a beautiful, beautiful sapphire stick. It was a stick made out of sapphire. It's a very expensive diamond. It's a blue diamond. And it had a whole bunch of Hebrew words written on it. The names of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Sarah, Rachel, and Leah, the 10 makot, lots of things. But it was stuck in the ground. And Moshe said, why would anybody stick such a beautiful stick in the ground? And Moshe came, and in 1 second, he went, psh, and he pulled out the stick from the ground. This stick had been stuck in the ground for many, many years, and nobody could get it out. And he came back to Yitro, and he said, Yitro, look what I found in your garden. And Yitro said, wow, how did you get that stick out? For years and years we were trying to get that stick out. It was stuck in the ground and nobody could get it out. Lots of men came and they wanted to take out the stick because it looked so expensive and so special. And there was a saying that whoever would get hold of this stick, he would be the one to save the Jews from Mitzrayim. It's a special, special stick that used to belong all the way to Adam Arishon, to the very first man. And now you got it out. I'm so happy you got it out. It must mean that you'll be the one to save the Jews. And you know what? He gave Moshe to marry Tzipporah. And Moshe and Tzipporah got married. Moshe was very happy, and they had 2 children together. And he started to take care of Paro's sheep. One day, the sheep ran far away, and Moshe Rabbeinu ran after the sheep, and he said, oh, sheep, come back, come back. Why are you running away? And Moshe ran after the sheep, and wherever the sheep went, Moshe ran after it. He said, the poor sheep is going to be so thirsty. And he finally caught up with the sheep after a long time of running after it. And he came to a very amazing sight. He found a bush that was on fire, but the bush wasn't burning. Once you burn a match, right? Usually the match turns all black and it goes away. Well, this bush, it didn't go away. It still stayed good. It was on fire, but it wasn't getting consumed. It wasn't getting all black and gone. The whole bush was on fire. And Moshe said, let me come closer and see what's this strange sight. This amazing bush that's on fire but not getting burnt. And as he came closer, he heard Hashem's voice call out to him. And Hashem said, Moshe, Moshe. And Moshe said, Hineni, here I am. And Hashem said to Moshe, take off your shoes because the land you're standing on is very holy. And so Moshe took off his 2 shoes, and he didn't walk with any shoes on. He put his shoes down on the floor and he covered his face. He said, whoa, this must be the Shekhinah of Hashem. I'm not going to look. It's too kadosh, it's too holy. And Hashem said to Moshe, Moshe, go back to Mitzrayim. The cries of the Jews have come to me. I've heard how much the Jewish people are crying and how bad Paro is. And I want you to go back to Mitzrayim and to save the Jewish people. Tell them that I sent you to go and save the Jews and tell Paro to let them out of Mitzrayim. And Moshe said, Hashem, please, what if the Jewish people won't believe me? And Hashem said, what's in your hand? And he said, a stick. And Hashem said, take your stick and throw it on the ground. And Moshe Rabbeinu took his stick and he threw it on the ground. And you know what happened? Suddenly, the stick turned into a snake. And Moshe ran away. And he thought, oh, I'm scared of my stick. Oh my goodness, my stick became a snake. And Hashem said, don't be scared. Hold it by its tail. And Moshe Rabbeinu picked it up by its tail, and all of a sudden, whoosh! The snake became a stick again. And then Hashem said, take your hand and put it inside your jacket, inside your clothing. And he put his hand inside his jacket, inside his clothing. And when he took it out, children, his hand became white like snow. And Moshe said, what happened to my hand? It became white like snow. And Hashem said, that's the second sign. Put your hand back inside your pocket, back inside your jacket, or inside your clothing. And he put it back inside his clothing. And when he took it out again, his hand became well again. And Hashem said, see, I'm showing you all these signs. to show you that I'm Hashem. I can make anything happen. I can make a stick turn into a snake, and a snake turned into a stick. And I can make your hand turn all white 1 second and then become all well again the second later. Go back to Mitzrayim and tell the Jewish people that Hashem has sent you. And Moshe said, but Hashem, I don't want to go. I can't talk so well. When I was a little boy, who remembers yesterday we learned? When Moshe was a little boy, he touched the hot coals, remember? Because he grabbed Paro's crown. Go on, yes, good, Elisheva. Right, excellent. He touched the coals to the hot coals to his mouth, and then he couldn't talk properly. He had a very bad lisp. He couldn't talk properly. Right. But no, it was a coal. And Moshe said, Hashem, I can't talk so well. And Hashem said, don't worry. I'll send your brother Aharon together with you. And Aharon will talk for you. Go you and the 70 Zakanim, go and talk to Paro. And when he came back to Mitzrayim, he was riding back on a donkey. And he took his wife Tzipporah and their 2 children on a donkey back to Egypt. And Aaron found out they were coming, and he was so excited, and he said, oh, Baruch Hashem, my brother Moshe is coming back. And when he saw Moshe and his wife, no more donkeys, please. Moshe, I said, children, Morris said, no more noise, okay? When he saw Moshe with his wife and 2 kids, he said, oh, Moshe, it's so bad in Egypt. Don't bring your wife and your 2 little baby boys to Egypt. Make them stay home in Midian. And Moshe said, okay. And he said bye-bye to his wife and to his 2 little boys. And Zipporah took them back home. And Moshe came with him to Egypt. And when they came to Egypt, Moshe and Aharon came to talk to Paro. The 70 Zakanim got very scared, and they were scared to come. But Moshe and Aaron came because Paro's palace was surrounded by lions. And when they came to Paro, and they said, Paro, Hashem, the Hashem of the Jewish people, has sent us. He told us to tell you to let the Jewish people go. And Paro said, what? Who's Hashem? I never heard of any Hashem. The Jewish people want to stop working. They're being lazy. I'll make the work even harder from them. Till now, children, Paro would give the Jewish people straw, and from the straw they would crush the straw, and with mud and everything they would mix mud and straw, and out of the mud and straw they would make bricks. Now Paro said, I'm not even going to give you straw anymore. Instead, all the Jewish people will have to go all over Egypt, all over Mitzrayim, and collect their own straw. And the Jewish people were so sad, and they cried out, and they said, oh, Moshe, what did you do? Oh no, it got even worse. Before Paro at least would give us the straw to make the bricks. Now he doesn't even give us the straw. Now we have to go and collect the straw, and we have to make just as many pyramids as before. And the work is so much harder. And Moshe didn't know what happened. And he said, oh Hashem, please. What happened? I came to save the Jewish people, and it got even worse now. And Hashem said to Moshe, don't be scared, Moshe. You'll see, I'm going to bring 10 makot, 10 bad boo-boos on Paro. I will show Paro that I can totally destroy him. Children, next week we don't have school. Next week's Parashat Vayera talks about the 10 makot. It starts telling us about the 10 makot. You know what? When we come back, Mora is going to teach it to us again. But let's just sing the song 10 makot. Let's count to 10 in Hebrew with our fingers. Start. Let's go. Achat, shtayim, shalosh, arba, chamesh, shesh, sheva, shmone, teisha, eser. 10 makot, 10. The Mitzrim were punished again and again. 10 makot, 10. The Mitzrim were punished again and again. So when we come back to school, Bezat Hashem, we'll learn about the 10 Makot.